Yeah. What up, y'all? It's time for another episode of the Klyph Notes podcast with your guy, DJ Klyph. Yo, this one is really fresh. I had a chance to chop it up with 4 of the members. Grand Nationxl. The Collective just dropped a new project, Twice on Sundays, season 1. Really good conversation, man. Had a chance to talk about how the Collective formed. The music that they made, it's so timeless. And it was just a really good time, man. Chopped it up with Kevin Allen, Moe Green, D. Bledsoe, Brookfield Duece. I think you're gonna really dig this one, man. I gotta give a shout out to everybody who made this happen. In these crazy times, man, X-Ray FM, Acapella Apparel continue to support what we do. And so in return, just ask you to support them. Check out xray.fm for great content. Content like the Welcome to the Neighborhood radio show and In These Streets with DJ OG1 come together to form Saturday Night Live. But of course, a whole bunch of other great programming. Check out Acapella Apparel for your summertime fits. And as always, man, support the podcast, spread the word. Tell your mom and them, you know what I mean? All right, y'all, let's get into it. This is the latest episode, 101, the Klyph Notes podcast, Grand Nationxl. Let's go. Support for the Klyph Notes podcast comes from Acapella Apparel, an idea born from a love of hip-hop, funk, and soul music and its surrounding cultures. With fashion being a huge visual part of the cultures, they've created expressive images to pay homage, invoke nostalgia, and showcase the elements that make up the lifestyle and cultures of these genres. Acapella, apparel for the music lifestyle. For more information, check out acapella.com. That's AKEPELE.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show you're about to listen to may contain explicit content. So guess what? You need to put them babies to sleep. This is for grown folks only. So we're not held liable for anything you might be offended by. Thank you for listening.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's one of the things I was checking out on the when I was looking at the videos, man. Well, actually, let's just get in, bro. I'm gonna start the episode. We're just gonna jump in. Yes. Welcome back to another episode of the Klyph Notes podcast. Available everywhere you get your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, all of that, man. Yo, I ain't gonna take too much time on this intro. I'm excited to have these cats live on the podcast, man. They just released an album that's it's crazy, man, that cats is still making music like this, and we have an opportunity to celebrate it. And I'm honored to have these cats. Some of these cats, because the Collective is big, man. We got Grand Nationxl live on the Klyph Notes podcast. What's up, fellas?
What's up with it?
Twice on Sunday.
Yeah. It's out available everywhere you get your podcast. Yo, so who all we got on here right now, man? For all the people who are just tuned in, who are listening, who all we got on the
what's happening? It's Moe Green, you know what I'm saying, checking in, representing Grand Nationxl, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
What's happening?
Kevin Allen, same thing.
What up?
Don't all speak at once.
Duece and DB.
Brookfield Duece. D. Bledsoe.
Everybody's like not trying to step on one another's toes. Yo, so we was talking about before I hit record though, yo, like the Collective is deep, man. Looking at the website, I counted like 16 names, I think.
Correct.
But it's if people haven't checked out the videos yet, you Kev Allen, you kind of break it down in the video that it is truly a collective versus a crew. But for people who haven't checked that out yet, man, what's the difference in what you guys are doing compared to like another group of MCs that come together?
I know it sounds like semantics a little bit, but we're just being specific on being a collective because we're all individual artists at the end of the day. Like it's not we didn't have the intention on coming into this as a group or as a unit. It was more like everybody pull up to the lab. We don't just kill shit. We just gonna kill verses and work on music. And that kind of translated into a collective of photographers, artists, directors. Like I direct, Deuce directs, Monty directs. Like everybody has like multiple facets. So I think it might have been Moe or DB or somebody was saying that everybody is an individual entity already. So together we're just collecting more ideas, collecting more of a ecosystem, more of a unit. You know what I mean? So we didn't come into it like we a group, we gonna kill shit. It was like, man, you do this, you do this, you do this. Let's all just band together. So
that's what's up, man. It's interesting. One of the things that I saw on the website, there's a quote. It says it's unknown, but I think it's real powerful. It says, "Be strong enough to stand alone. Be yourself enough to stand apart, but be wise enough to stand together when the time comes." I mean, and that seems like that sums up what you just said.
Indeed.
facts.
So dope
That's
to see black men coming together like that, putting ego aside and just saying, let me bring to the party what I have. But you know, this is hip hop, so I gotta ask off top, B, like who's the best MC in the crew?
I am.
Who's the what? I didn't hear you.
I said who's the best MC in the crew?
I am.
Everybody gonna say, everybody gonna say they are.
I'm gonna say Kate Lamont.
We wolves for real.
I'm gonna say Kate Lamont.
Okay,
Right, there we go.
Yeah.
You talked about like people having being able to offer different aspects to what the collective is doing in terms of artwork, in terms of production, in terms of obviously everybody can write. That being able to bring all of those things together is the goal to just really keep things in house, so that what you hear from Grand Nationxl is Grand Nationxl.
It just formed that way. It's just really, and it sounds hella esoteric and just hella heebie-jeebie type shit, but it really just formed that way.
Yeah.
We just knew a bunch of dope people, so everybody was able to call somebody to bring something to the table.
Yeah.
And it just formed. We already folks. We was already working on separate projects with the same producers, so it just only made sense. Almost, it felt like, why would we not work together?
Yeah. That's what's
Felt
up.
like, to me, it felt like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, we made over 20 songs in the process and narrowed them down to these 9. But you know what I mean? It was just a lot of good music being made, and it was organic. Like we weren't in there being really specific, like, oh, we're doing this one beat tonight. We're about to make this dope ass song, and then that's it. We really just created, and over time it became what it was.
Like we didn't have a name for it till like after the songs was done. I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even like a thing. Like I said, Kev, was like, it didn't make any sense why we wasn't all working together, because we all was doing our own thing, and it's just like, how can you get a song with him? I was like, I don't know. Like that's a bad answer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
You mentioned like not even having a name. Where'd you come with the name Grand Nationxl? Where'd that come from?
D Bledsoe might have sent that in.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure out name. Like we didn't have names to the songs until maybe 3 or 4 days when we dropped it. Like all of this stuff is just kind of organic.
We just we needed something strong and classic, and it just fit. The whole theme of everything. It was like, this name is gonna resonate with people that know about something classic.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And
yeah, it's a
hopefully that's what's coming through in the music too.
Classic Bay Area muscle car.
Yeah.
No, but like for real though, bro, that does come. It's kind of interesting. All right, so I got to give a shout out to Brookfield. He was up here in Portland, and he was like, "Yo, let me let you listen to some of the stuff that I'm working on." And I be on Brookfield head all the time, like, bruh, I know what you could do. You know what I'm saying? You got to come with that. And I'm an old head. You know what I'm saying? So this album, the aesthetics of this album, it really, really speaks to me. You know what I mean? And he let me hear a couple of joints that you guys was working on, and I was like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we need right now in this culture of hip hop. So having an opportunity to hear the early, and then seeing what you guys have done and put together is cool. But then to see, like, even before the album was released, like all the love that you guys were getting, the fact that it was like the pre-order, it was so high on the pre-order charts. I mean, that's got to feel, I don't know, it's either got to feel amazing or it's got to feel like, yeah, that's what we expected. Which one is it? Which one does it lean more towards?
Amazing. Shit, but it's dope.
Yeah,
So it's not surprising. It just feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's tripping. Like a lot of people didn't even know what this shit was for real. Like we was telling Grand Nationxl, we was telling them like shit. The homie DEO tagged me and Kev in the tweet and was like, bro, I didn't even know what the hell this shit even was. Like, this is amazing. I'm like, man, we were trying to tell y'all because like, you know what I'm saying, without telling y'all. So it was kind of a cool surprise for some people who was like, yo, I didn't even know what this was. This is crazy. Like, you just hit them with it at one time. So like, we knew this shit was tight. We wouldn't have put it out if it was weak. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean we wouldn't have, but
yeah, somebody might have put this shit.
Put out trash every day, B.
Yeah,
it's dope that
that's why
people have the trust in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like people really trusted that we were gonna put out something quality, and that came through in those numbers. Like, I don't know. I think at one point we might have hit #1 in pre-orders and then debuted at #3 on the hip hop charts. But I mean, all that was a testament to people having faith in us as individual artists coming together. Like they kind of read into what was going on.
Yeah.
Like we all touched different people in different ways, Paul. But the way they trusted it was just amazing.
Yeah, we for sure did the prerequisite work before.
No doubt.
I feel like we not Beyonce. Like we can't do the midnight. We dropping the project right now out of nowhere. Nobody knows us. Like it's a lot of branding. It's a lot of pushing the line and explaining the story and telling people what it is and bringing them in and pushing for 2 weeks and saying this is the artwork. This is like coming to the world that we're trying to create because we don't want this to be a short-lived world. Like this is a real world for us. We already live it individually, so collectively, like this is for the people that feel like us, who think like us, who talk like us. Who got kids, who want to like, you know what I mean, own a house one day, who want to do better for themselves. This is like that transitional period where, you know what I mean, we're not the triple OGs from the Bay, but we also not the youngsters. So it's kind of like, it puts us in a rare category where we want to be able to give game to the youth, but not be on no preachy, corny shit at the same time.
Yeah. When I think all of that comes across in the project that you guys have put out. Twice on Sundays is it's out. It's available everywhere. People can go and cop it. You guys got a store on the site, man. You got some merch up for people to get a hold of, man. And as a DJ, I dig the fact that y'all got that vinyl, man. So was that a part of the like when you thinking about we're releasing this, we definitely got to release vinyl? Was that an early thought?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then a lot of the stuff that you guys released, the merch that you guys released, is dope because there are call outs to a lot of the verses that you guys that the collective has on the album. That whole idea, is that just a part of the collective minds, groups coming together to think, yo, this is something that I would want to do if I was releasing this individually? Like, where does that come from?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's like it's so much timeless shit on there. It's like, man, might as well use our own shit from our own project shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the shit that's sticking. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
Oh, he's going crazy. That shit that's sticking. Like when you talk about the sound of the music and stuff like that, and that's from that music to the merch, everything, it's like people can feel the energy, I guess, in it, and that it's genuine. And that it's not some contrived, like it's not no boy band shit. You know what I'm saying? They just be like, "Oh, y'all should just do this." You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we just got together and just made some shit.
Yeah.
And it's not smoke shop music, so it's not smoke shop merch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, niggas do no liquor store tees, bro. This ain't liquor store shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's our project.
We already
from that era, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We already wearing other people's merch anyway.
No doubt. Like,
we might as well wear our own stuff, our own quotes.
And I think that there's definitely something to that, man. I think if you make art and you really believe in your art, then you would want to represent your art no matter where you are. I mean, that just makes sense. And as a whole, right?
Yeah, I just liken it to we say fine art a lot when we talk about our music because we want everlasting. Like, you know what I'm saying? We want that. Like, if you go to an art gallery and you hang somebody's shit up on the wall, you ain't never met Blood. You don't know where he's from. You don't know his beliefs. He's not a rapper. Like, he can't break down to you his childhood or where his inspiration comes from.
Right.
So for us, I'm about an album from the website like a customer would, so I can have that same experience and hang this on my wall or show this to my kids. Like, not just because I made it, but I'm just under the belief that we celebrate the old time. We celebrate the old and we reach back so far. But I'm standing next to like some of the dopest rappers I know. So I'm gonna keep giving them their flowers every time I listen to a verse. Like, no, that's my homie. Like, I understand the past is raw.
Yeah.
Right now, we coming off the cuffs of COVID and hustling and making shit work and sticking together and the black ethos, everything everybody was preaching online, we doing it for real.
That's what's up.
So I'm not gonna skip past my bros and then slap somebody else's music before I slap this. Whether I'm on it or not. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Yeah. Chopping up with Grand Nationxl on the Klyph Notes podcast. We got Moe Green, Kevin Allen, D Bledsoe, Brookfield Duece, all live. One of the things that listening to the album and sort of seeing as you guys are releasing more content, it kind of takes me back to what we saw a lot from the Dungeon family, man, where you saw all of these talented individuals who really came together and really pooled their resources to make great art. Does that resonate with what you guys are doing at all?
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Say it again.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
I've heard Goody Mob. I've heard Dungeon Family a lot. Outkast. I've heard that, like the music really makes people feel like what we've done is just extra golden era 90s, early 2000s, just the hip hop that people missed and love. Like we was just restoring the feeling with them. That's what I got was a lot of Dungeon Family references.
Yeah, I get a lot of the Dungeon Family references, and because a lot of my favorite albums was coming from the Dungeon. You know what I'm saying? Like my favorite album of all time was Equimini and shit, right? Because it just we rapping, but at the end of the day, like it's soul music though. It's kind of like because Outkast and Dungeon's making soul music. It's rapping that soulful music they was making, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when the album came, even when this came out, a lot of homies like, man, this is way more soulful than I thought it was gonna be. I thought y'all was gonna be just on some jumping over each other verses, just rapping. Like, no, y'all just made some real songs, and that's what that same thing they was cooking up, real songs. Like this, you play this shit Sunday morning, throw this album on, just rock. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably where this comparisons come from. Like it's timeless music.
100%. And that thought process, I think, oftentimes in the day and age that we live in, is not something that necessarily. It does, at least as a consumer, it doesn't necessarily feel like that's a thought for a lot of artists. It's like, how can I make the hot joint that people are going to jump on and I can, get the buzz, but thinking about making that timeless music that people will listen to 5, 10, 15 years down the road and still celebrate and still listen to and find some things in there that they didn't find when they first listened to it. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of what this album brings. It's just real good music, man. And I think y'all should be celebrated for what you've done already, which is dope.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, bro.
For real. Thank you for that.
To be understood on that level is crazy because we all came from that era. We all come from that, even if we're not from New York, we're not from the South, we're not all the way tapped in. We've all traveled, we've all seen a lot of things, and that music really inspired us. So to be even mentioned in that same vein is insane, bro. It's like beyond a compliment. Like, damn, we really embody what we were shooting for, just as men separately, and then together to see it work out like that. It's just been like for real, man. It's tight.
No doubt. One of the things that also comes across that I think should be celebrated is Oakland. Like this is Oakland. It comes through in everything that you folks talk about. What has been the influence of that of the Oakland aesthetic on your art
Richmond.
Individually?
Don't forget Vallejo and Richmond. And
say that. No, call me out on that. You know what I mean? For real.
I got one throw in. You know what I'm saying?
It's an influence from the whole Bay Area though. Like for real. Like we're all from different parts of the Bay for the most part, but it's beyond that because, being from out here, you touch every city. And I mean, a couple of us might be from another city, but ended up in Oakland. So Oakland is huge as far as influence goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really just the Bay Area in totality. And I mean, anybody that knows anything about our region is different. from even places in the same state. Like it's just something different. But I mean, it's valuable, and the value has been overlooked for a long time as far as bars are considered. Like, they got to
Definitely.
respect themselves. They got to respect it, though.
No doubt, no doubt. It's funny because living here in the Portland area, Portland and the Bay have had a relationship for so many years when it comes to music, when it comes to the whole culture, and so to have like to have each one of you pull your audience in, pull your fan base into the collective, like what a cool move to do that. Like you said, as you're looking at the pre-orders, people saw your name attached to it, and so they want to jump on it right away. But then to have regions that already rock with your region, like they do in the Northwest, again, such a cool, like it's almost a cheat. You know what I'm saying? As you're continuing to push this new product to everybody. What response have you had from specific regions so far that you've heard since the album is released?
So far, we've had DJs in New York. We've had DJs in Portland. We've had, people who are also artists that don't even do this type of music. We've had people that do this type of music that we didn't think paid attention to us, people that we were inspired by when we made it. People like Hyro, just people, and like big people. People hit us and told us that the shit should be on Tiny Desk,
Yeah.
And one of my OGs hit me about trying to get us nominated for a Grammy about it, and it's just we've been really using the grassroots method of telling somebody to tell somebody, and people have been actually listening to it and reporting back and saying, like, I'm glad you gave this to me. I'm glad my homie told me about this. And it's just like the music is speaking for itself without us having to spend money on getting somebody to open up an email, and we've just been hearing it from across the country, and even people overseas. Some people didn't already bought vinyl, and said that it's just incredible music, and I think all that is dope. I think it's real dope to, sit in the room and creatively come together and make some shit with the egos being removed and put it out to the world and just ask people to listen, not ask them for $1 or ask them for, 42 minutes, but just give it the first listen, like one song. And then if you like it, keep going. If you don't, you turn it off and that's cool, but we kind of just let the music speak for itself. And I think that's good that, it's called a season in that regard, because this season is just this. And next season, it might be something different. But for this moment in time in this season, it's like we did something good. This was a good first season.
No doubt, no doubt. I know on one of the visuals that you did, Kev, is you mentioned that the next project that come out might have more of an R&B feel to it, or this, that, and the third. I think it's cool that you guys are open to that idea. When you talk about it being organic, I think I saw something that you mentioned, D. Bledsoe, about the organic creation of this whole collective. Again, it just feels like you guys recognize that what you're doing is bigger than the individual, and again, I think that should be celebrated, bro, because we live in that time of look at me and look at what I do. Too early to talk about it now, but what else is coming? I think I heard a rumor about some visuals coming. Is that can we say that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We just started shooting for Hook Mitchell, but we're trying to shoot for everything, and we're trying to get back in and start recording more stuff. Kevin Allen's got a project. D. Bledsoe's got a project. Monty Draper's got a project. Me and Monty Draper have the East Shore project. Moe Green's got a project.
Played that joint last night.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, man. But we all got stuff. But just going back to what you said right before, like if you want to get somewhere, fast, you can go alone. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just as fast as you get there, be as fast as you fall. But like, I think for all of us, before we got together, we we embraced the idea that we took the stairs.
Mhm.
We didn't take the elevator or the escalator. You know, we didn't get a helicopter to the top floor. We took the stairs. So as long as it took us to get to the stairs, we about to enjoy the time that when we get to the top, we about to kick it.
Word.
Because we took the stairs. Like it's a long way down, and it's gonna take us just as long to come down as it was to come up. So on our way up, we're trying to like bring as many people with us, you know.
100%.
Yeah, my bad. It's gonna take the support from our home, and we understand that we done been around for a while as far as Bay Area. Like, not to be on some weirdo shit, but people like understand who we are. They know us individually. They don't know us as a group. They don't know us as a collective. They don't know us as real rappers sometimes, like depending on how you know some of us. So this is like the showcase. We really look like y'all. We sound like y'all, but we also want to bring everybody with us in a way that's independent as fuck. Like, we still wolves at the end of the day. That's kind of like, that's the backbone of it. We still gonna eat. We still gonna bar off. We still gonna jump on the song and try to kill every rapper, whoever you is. That don't matter. But we from here, and we just from the Bay. It's always been a collective. Mexican partners, Asian partners, white partners. Like, it's a melting pot out here. So at the same time, pull up, come through and kick it. So season 2 is gonna be whatever it's gonna be. Like, we don't have these grand ideas of like, oh, it's gotta be this, it's gotta look like this. Whatever it is, it's gonna be that, and then we just support that.
That's what's up. Okay,
Yeah.
Period. I mean, that's the point, though. My bad, but that's just the point. All it was is just a pull up thing. So if you were brave enough, or if you just wanted to make music, it was just a pull up thing. It wasn't like, hey, me and you making a song tonight. Pull up, let's see what happens. So
yeah, build your tribe. Build your tribe.
I love that, man. I love that. Okay, a question for each of you individually. 2 questions for each of you individually. Moe Green, favorite song on the project. Favorite song on Twice on Sunday.
My favorite, it's a tie, man. It's between Young Black Beautiful and I go between Cousin Faith and Eastside. Those are the 2 songs I'm like, I play them all the time, but I'm gonna have to go Cousin Faith because it just feel like that's today. You know what I'm saying? But Eastside might be tomorrow. I don't know.
Okay, Kev, same question for you.
It might be, I don't know, man. It's probably Upper Room. Might be Upper Room, and
This is a tough question.
man, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That's hard, bro. All of them, and it's crazy. All of them are special for different reasons. I got a favorite verse from every artist on a different song. That's a tough one. But I'm gonna say Upper Room.
Okay.
And maybe Wings and Things. How it just come on.
Okay.
That's hard.
All right, Brookfield.
I knew he was gonna say my name. Oh my God. And same thing Kev just said, like, it's hard because each song has its own like its own, they all got gravity. They all have their own moons. You know what I mean? So like, I might feel one way one day, I might feel one way another day. I mean, in terms of me being proud, I feel like Cousin Faith, because that's really a hit record. Like, Cousin Faith is really a hit record, and not on no rap shit. It's just a hit record, period. So like, as far as Cousin Faith goes, I'm like, damn, that's like the one for me. But like, if I'm thinking about the day we all realized we was grown-ups, the day we all realized we was adults, and that we were mature enough to forget about just anything in the world and focus on the art, was the day we did Eastside. My kids were going through like, high school teenage boy stuff, and I came to the studio and we just talked about like being dads and being responsible and being, like men for the kids, you know what I mean? And we made Eastside off that conversation. So like, that song is hella important to me because it was like an actual conversation, that we really had, and we created a song based on, something important. So like, for me, I'm like Eastside, you know what I mean? But like, I love Hook Mitchell too.
Okay.
Like it's like the only loop on there that we really just rapped. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. All right, D Bledsoe.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with Wings and Things.
Okay.
I'm a chicken guy myself, so you know.
No doubt. No
I mean,
doubt.
yeah, that's all the explanation. It just, that was the perfect way to start off the project, and I mean, without me being on it, just that beat,
Yeah.
like no selfish shit or that. Like it just, that song is just clean to me. Like that, yeah, that's my one.
That's what's up. Okay. Second question. So one of the things that I really love about the project is it actually introduces me to a lot of MCs that I really wasn't familiar with, which I think is really cool. And like I said, to be able to come together as a collective and bring your audiences, your individual audiences to the collective, I think is really cool. So question again for each one of you. So like for you, D Bledsoe, if somebody hears you on this project and like, yo, I really dig that. What's another project of yours that you would say, okay, if you like that, then you should check this out that I've done?
Every single one of them that you can find. God damn it.
You got 100 albums, you got 100 EPs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Word.
I know it sounds fugazi, but he telling the truth. Right? DB made a playlist. DB made a playlist with all of our music on it.
Yeah.
It's like 300 records. It's like 300 records.
Yeah, it's crazy to really be a fan of your partners. Like, man, I'm really just a fan, bro. Like, this shit, y'all really tight. Like, on some shit like that. So, I can't pick,
search
man.
Search Grand Nationxl on Spotify. You find that playlist. It'll give you context to all of us. But yeah, in terms of me specifically, yeah, just go look at all that shit because ain't nobody heard it for the most part. And I'm just rapping. You know what I mean? That's it.
That's what's up.
Freely I give.
I love it, B. I love it. All right, Brookfield, I gotta ask you the same question.
I would say go back and listen to Orphans, America's Orphans. I think that the work that I did on America's Orphans taught me how to be a pretty good A&R. I think kind of doing a lot of stuff solo, and I think that the information that I acquired from doing Orphans alone, helped Grand Nationxl's album, and just helped all of us in general with like the behind the scenes stuff, paperwork, just learning, things that that needed to be learned, earlier in the game if we had somebody to teach us. But the Bay is so independent that people are selfish with the game. You know what I mean? So we kind of had to learn by bumping our heads, and to kind of get to this stage in the game where we're doing Grand Nationxl, and it was like we were able to kind of collectively bring all of our knowledge and resources together. I think listening to Orphans will give whoever wants to hear something additional from me the understanding that really helped what we're doing now, on the behind the scenes part. You know what I mean? As far as rapping goes, rap is rap. I'm always talk my shit. I'm always talk about what I feel like is the truth, and people can accept it or not, but it's on every album. Just like DB said, just go listen. It's new to somebody. I got videos that I've directed that got damn near 2 million views. I got videos that I've directed that's just me. That's like 300 views to this day. You know what I mean? So it's new to whoever haven't heard it. So
that's
for me, go listen to Orphans. You can understand the full spectrum of the shit, not just the music, but the business side too.
No doubt. All right, Kev, what up?
Kevin Allen project. Probably I haven't dropped music in a while. I had to do a lot of like that break you take as an artist just to kind of understand, kind of what Duece was just saying, like breaking down, studying branding, studying marketing, studying consumers and customers, and trying to show up for the customer has been big for me, and understanding that there's no value. We don't have value without the customer. So I've just been thinking of ways to just extend that part of our game, so we're not selling you something that we believe in. We give you something that you can believe in too. That's just been our whole mantra. So we're just trying to stick to that. So Kevin Allen project is probably my first attempt. And we can go back to junk food and vegetables as far as bars go, as far as just like Under Earth the Jerk, just a real like, you know what I mean? Just, we call it condo music, man. You just put this on, it's all in the same veins. Sunday morning you put it on and just hear bars.
Let me speak up. You over here being modest, like you ain't had bars since 1999.
Like what you said, rap is
you
rap.
go back. You go back 3 years? No, hell no. Yeah, bro.
Look, man, we've been rapping since I can't remember. It might have been 6th, 7th grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. It
Of
might have been. We've been
course.
rapping, but I've been rapping forever.
Of course,
Just
man.
He didn't.
That's the culture,
He
though.
did. This is
Right.
about his 4th time changing the way people rap out here. You watch. I tell you, you don't want to run that back.
And sing.
Word up. Word up. Okay, Mo, what up?
You want to get the origin story? I would go to check out Rocky Maivia. That's like the origin story and shit. But if y'all just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get to the shit now. Saturday night, Sunday morning, 2.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all can look at all the DSPs. All my other shit on Bandcamp. So y'all go moegreen.bandcamp.com. I wasn't fucking with y'all, you know what I'm saying, industry niggas.
Yeah,
I need that shit right in my pocket. Nah, but
Cash app.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Check out Saturday night, Sunday morning 2. You get you a nice dose of that. You know what I'm saying? Then follow me on the gram, and I'll send y'all links to all the. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
That's what's up, bro. Grand Nationxl, that project is out right now, Twice on Sunday, season 1. One of the things that's got to be hard for artists now is with the pandemic and the lockdown, you don't have an opportunity to get out and touch your fan base and have them see you do your situation live. And so I appreciate the opportunity that I have to use my platform and the whole Northwest affiliation to spread the message, to spread the news of what you guys are doing. What more can we do to help the process?
When that shit open back up, book us. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
Putting us on the phone. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Get us up there, man.
Yeah, no doubt, for real.
I mean, 90% of the project is live music. It's live instruments. It's bass, guitar, keys, lead, like drums. Like we just the whole feel of it is live. So for us to not be able to do live shows right now is definitely a hindrance in the grand scheme of the project. So yeah, like Mo said, when shit open back up, it's just don't forget the vibe. Who brought you the vibe? Don't start dancing all crazy and sweating and drinking and being sweaty. Still be cool. Still take care of your family. You know what I'm saying? Still come to a real live show with real rappers.
Word up.
In the meantime, we just got to keep, everybody can keep assisting and spreading the word. Like, again, like we were saying about our individual music, you know, is new to somebody. This project is brand new. It's only been out a week. And, you know, we got a long way to go in terms of really getting people to hear it. I mean, it's not on the radio, so we're not, whoever you want to name, fuck them, I ain't talking about it. But I'm just saying, we just got to keep spreading it organically. And anybody that want to help that, we appreciate it, love it.
That's what's up, B. That's what's up. Well, you definitely have a platform through all of my platforms here. I would not be mad at you if you drop a couple radio edits. I'm just saying. But all of my platforms are your platforms. All you got to do is say the word, man, and you know what it is for real. For real.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
We're gonna work on them radio edits too.
Okay, I'm gonna be on y'all about that.
Well,
I was trying to tell him, I was like, man, we need radio edits for all of this because I got like 7 DJs that I know that be like on my head about the radio edits.
100%. I did see that y'all was getting love on Shade 45 though, so you know.
Yeah, that was dope.
Hey.
that's on there though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
moving forward, we gotta take the cussing out. We gotta take some, you know.
Yeah, we gotta clean it up a little bit. We get a little love. We gotta start, you know what I'm saying, clean it up a little bit.
We'll put it together.
I'm just saying, while you in there, you're already in the studio. You know what I mean? Just just hook a brother up. That's all.
For me, I think I was like, the radio not gonna fuck with this because it's so underground, and then it came out sounding soulful, and it was like, oh, all right. It was like, you know what I mean? It just was like Deuce might have been on it, but for me, it was just an afterthought. Like, man, this, shit, man.
For me, I don't even think about the radio aspect in terms of the talking heads that control the situation. I just always think about the people who fuck with us, and I'll be like, if they got some form of a platform, they gonna ask for it. And then me, in the way that I've been like with the A&R shit, just I think about the corporate bags now, and I'll be like, we just need to have those avenues open because you fuck around and end up on a TV commercial, and you need the clean version. You know what I mean? And
that's why I like this group, because I would have never thought of
away.
This is an industry nigga insider, and I'd be like, nigga, I'll never make an edit, clean edit. They're gonna play my shit anyway. Dude's like, nah, nigga, you might need it. And I'm like, oh, I guess I might now.
Yeah.
Well,
you just never know. You never know who tapped in.
100%, B. Look, once again, man, I just want to say thank y'all for coming on the podcast and how much I appreciate you as individual artists, what you've done as a collective, and excited to see really what's next for the movement, man. And just thank y'all for what y'all have done. Thank y'all for what y'all do. Thank y'all for being real MCs. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you, bro, for real.
Thank you.
For sure. Hey, Klyph, do we got any idea on Hip Hop Day?
August the 20th through August the 26th is Portland Hip Hop Week. You know what I mean? It's already established. We are currently putting some events together. I know that the mic check situation is going to be on the 20th. I know that OG1's doing the Star Wars on the 26th. And then, opportunities all in between. So
that's what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, I mean? Yeah, I mean, so we may have to chop it up about getting Grand Nationxl up here in Portland for Portland Hip Hop Week.
See what y'all can do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, word up. That would be so dope.
Yeah.
Get ready for that.
No doubt.
Nah, we gotta figure it out.
Okay.
We gotta figure it out. Like regardless if it's gonna be us pulling up or if it's gonna be us doing it on Zoom type, whatever, you know what I mean? Like just let me know, we can put it together. We are ready to move. That's what's up. August is not a problem.
That's what's up. All right, we got that on tape, B. We putting that together for real.
Yeah, that's why I said it. Lock it in.
No doubt. D Bledsoe, Kevin Allen, the homie Brookfield Duece, and Moe Green. Just a little snippet, a little portion of Grand Nationxl. I appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Shout out to St. Patrick, aka Monty Draper. You know what I'm saying?
Twice on Sunday.
Passwords, Champ Green. You know what I'm talking about?
Caleb
Basketball, man.
OG Jaren, Paz,
David Michael, drums,
DJ Foster.
That's what's up,
Spaceman, Klyph, Brian Simmons, Grego, everybody that touched this project. We appreciate you forever.
Katir on the artwork too.
Yeah, shout out Katir for real.
That's what's up. Grand Nationxl. Thank y'all so much, man. I appreciate y'all for real.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. That's it. That's another episode of the Klyph Notes podcast. Remember, it's available everywhere you listen to your podcast: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and of course at klyphnotes.com. Got to give a shout out and thanks to all the supporters, including X-Ray FM for their continued support of the Klyph Notes podcast. Also, got to give a shout out to our supporters, Acapella Apparel. Once again, man, you can check out Acapella Apparel at akepele.com. And last but never ever least, big ups to Theory Has It for creating the official theme song for the Klyph Notes podcast. Yo, man. Check them out, man. Grand Nationxl, twice on Sunday, season 1. Until we have an opportunity to do this again, y'all be blessed. Peace.